Hey friends, the following video is the results of a survey that my partner and I, an anonymous survey that we gave to our members of our AI setups service. I don't want to call it an alert service because it's actually a setups or a scenario-based service for traders. And it's quite unique, I think, in the industry in that it creates scenarios, and if they are conditionally met, then they get triggered and you take the trade. Well, anyways, we've been running this service since October 4th of last year, and we've grown the service gradually in an organic way and tried to provide the best possible support that we can, and so that we can really get a handle on this thing. And it's grown to about 80 members. We conducted this survey just last week, and so this video is my partner Don and I reviewing those survey questions. And in the survey, we're asking for, basically it's complete transparency. We're asking for both the good, the bad, and the ugly from the respondents. And so the rest of this video is exactly that. It's those answers, and we're reading them back and commenting on them. I hope you enjoy.
Okay, Ernie, well, you sent me a message tonight and you said you wanted to go over the results of our recent survey of the users of our service. So I've got the survey results on the screen, and I know that you've got the same results on your screen, so let's talk about them. So the first question we came up with was, do you trade the signals? And I'll admit to you, Ernie, I was a little surprised about this answer because, I mean, I just assumed everyone was trading the signals. But based on the results we've gotten, it is 61% are trading the signals and 35% are paper trading. Were you
Right.
were you surprised by that number?
A little bit, but I've talked to several of the people before they even joined up with the service, and they said that that was going to be their intent. Because they're new to trading, they've never done a trading service, or they've done other trading services where they haven't had a great experience. And they wanted to get a feel for what it was like and what the service was like. So it wasn't a total surprise to me. Maybe the amount, maybe it's a little bit higher than I thought, but that's not bad.
Question number 2 was, how much money do you make with this service? Out of 34 people that took the survey, only 2 people said they're losing money. 2 out of 34 is not bad.
No.
I thought that's pretty good. 35% say they've made between $0 and $1,000.
That's better than losing.
Absolutely. So 20% between $1,000 and $5,000. Then we've got 2 people who say that they've made between $5,000 and $10,000, and we've also got 2 people who've said they've made over $10,000 with the service.
And 9 were paper trading.
Right. So
Obviously they didn't make any money.
Let's see here. Next question was, how would you describe the service, including the live room? Now, this was a multiple choice, and this was the first question that leads into more of a personal, anecdotal answer to some of these questions. 67% say it's easily the best decision they've made with their money. 29%, 10 said our service is good but not great. And 1 person says fair to okay, and no one said not good. How do you feel about those answers?
Oh, I'm ecstatic. It's fantastic.
Well, what's interesting is that 2/3 of the folks responded that joining the service was the best decision they've ever made with their money.
Right, because good, not great. I mean, that's a fair to Midland type of response. You could easily make that.
Okay, next. And here's where it gets, I think, really interesting. In your own words, how would you describe your experience with our AI signal service to someone that might want to join? So why don't I do this? I'll read some answers here, and then we'll go over them. First answer, someone said, I've gathered success data so far, and the system truly has a statistical edge and a nice win rate. One must first learn to preserve capital first and use proper account stops, and it will help him using the system properly. Next person says, my experience so far has been very positive. I've been surprised at the accuracy and consistency of the signals. When you get used to the futures symbols associated with your platform, setting up the trade is relatively simple. I think in order to make use of the service properly, you need access to at least 10,000 in margin. The other great feature is the online Discord group, which gives you access to a mentor, I think they meant mentor, and a number of other traders using the service. Overall, I'm happy with the AI setup.
Well, $10,000 at least. That's really cutting it close. And when you're trading futures, that's really tough. I mean, if you were to just look at the E-mini S&P, there's about $6,500 of margin there. And with a $10,000 account, and you're taking up 65% of your trading capital. That's cutting it close.
Next person says quick responses, knowledgeable people, good product, helps you learn about volume trading. Volume trading, that's your thing. Just want to be clear. That's not something that we really do.
Yeah, it's not incorporated into this service.
Right.
However, a lot of people know that I talk about volume profile, and a lot of people will relate these signals and find the similarity to where these setups happen
right.
Relative to volume profile, which is very interesting.
Next person says, in my experience, I did not start well with AI signals. My trading style was really awful. I lost quite a bit of money through no fault of the AI signals. But overcoming the bad habits and sticking to the rules the hardest way to make easy money. Is becoming the easiest way to make easy money. Okay, I think what they're saying is the dumb stuff they were doing where they were losing, they're not doing that anymore. Now they're making money.
Right.
My best week so far with the AI signals equals 3 months of hard grafting at my 9-to-5 job. Before the AI signals, I was losing a lot of money in the cryptocurrency arena. The AI signals have turned losing weeks into winning weeks, and now every week the wins are getting better and better and better. Too much winning. So if you're thinking of joining, all I can say is if you like winning, then the AI signals are for you too. Ernie and AI Mentor are godsent, and I'm very grateful. That's cool.
Wow. I have nothing to say to that.
This is trading made as simple and easy. All the hard work is done for me. All I have to do is execute. Great learning experience. Ernie and the AI Mentor have been what did I say? AI Mentor. AI Mentor have been very responsive and helpful. It's a little harder to juggle the service while working than I thought it would be, but that's something I have to figure out. And this will hopefully get better as I learn more. How do you feel about that? I think that if you're going to be trading, you have to keep an eye on it. What do you think?
Well, obviously I spell out the caveats, but I say that it's possible, but here's what you got to expect. So I try to set their expectations correctly. And if you go by the statistics and the returns, it is possible with monitoring the service. But look, it depends on your job too. If your job is as a security guard and you're doing nothing but sitting at a desk all day, then yeah, it might be very possible that you could do the service while working. But for most people, it's going to be tough.
Okay. Next person says, over a 2-month period of receiving signals, there have been several occasions where there were mistakes in the signal. Most were corrected after patrons reported. To me, this is too many mistakes, unprofessional, and calls into question the entire program. For this reason, I would caution anyone when joining just keeping it real. Okay, so you want to take that? Because I probably have more experience with what that's about than you, but I'm just curious what your take is on that.
Well, I mean, I've seen the number of times that you have put out errata and fixed the mistakes. So in other words, you'll put out the signals at nighttime, and then if there is a mistake, I think I've seen it twice, maybe. And this is over, I don't know, 100 instances.
Yeah, it was 5 months, so it's easily
right.
100, right.
And you've put out a correction within an hour. So I think that's a pretty good record, but I'm not sure, maybe he's seeing something else.
Well, I think I've sent corrections out not twice. I think probably 4 or 5 times. But the corrections are always, usually within minutes. And there have been probably 4 or 5 times where I've gotten a decimal place wrong. But these are on entries or exits, and when it happens, it has not affected a trade going into the trade. It has never been unnoticed, and it's never not been corrected. So
right, and so that's 4 times out of maybe, 1,500 signals that have been put out?
Let's say it's 1,000 signals total. Then, 4 and 1,000 signals, something like that, right? But
right, and corrected within minutes.
No, and I'm not making excuses here. This is something that we need to make sure that we're on top of, and we appreciate this feedback, and it has made me much more attentive to what I do. But sometimes there's a mistake that's going to be made, and we try to catch it as quickly as possible. Let's see. It's a great resource, and lots of members there to help. That's good. Next person says a good place to learn about experienced trading. Next person says, good stuff. Next person says, an incredible learning tool, even if you're just paper trading to start. I want to test it before diving in and see results for myself. That's good. Next person, I would suggest to try the AI service for at least a month via paper trading. You'll be able to prove to yourself whether or not it works. There are many small nuances that should be learned before committing real capital. Once you figure out how to trade the signal successfully, you'll reap the benefits. Okay, someone says, well, here you go. The next comment. It's not for someone with little or no knowledge of futures trading. So I actually agree with that. Do you disagree with that?
No, I don't. I don't disagree with that.
Yeah.
I think that that's an astute observation, that some people want to think that they can do it. I might make it sound a little bit easier than it is sometimes when people talk to me. I balance it with telling them what to expect and to trade small and preserve capital, and I give them all the different things that they need to do to make sure that they're working on the right side of risk.
Next person says, I've been very satisfied with the totality of the service and would highly recommend that anyone interested should try it with the following caveats. Oh, here we go, caveats. Expect to experience a learning curve. Okay, fair enough. Ask questions, right? Paper trade at least 1 to 3 months. Treat it like a job as well as a long-term investment. Focus on learning as much as you possibly can about how the AI works, what the signals are and what they're not, as well as markets in general. Following Trader of Futures for about a year, that's you, and taking his volume profile course, in addition to some personal coaching, gave me a foundational understanding of how to work with the AI.
That's basically what I say in the training class, too.
Next person says, challenging but supportive. Next person, great service. I use the AI signals to supplement my own style of trading. Next person, the AI calls have provided significantly better entries and exits for trades than any technical analysis techniques I've used in the past. Next person says, the service offers a significant statistical edge on trades and magnificent mentoring for execution. 2 real veteran traders openly and honestly sharing everything they're operating by.
Well, and that's one of the things I wanted to make sure, and as well as you, that we put support up front. And it goes way beyond even what you do in the room there. We're more than willing to talk to people offline, whether it's through email or a phone call or a web event or anything like that. So I think we really go the extra mile to help people out and to support them.
Next person says, give it a try. Next person says, it's a great service, but I would caution anyone who's new to trading to keep in mind they must stick strictly to the rules and limit their downside or you lose your shirt. I don't know about that. Wow. I'd also remind the person that not every trade will be a winner, and also keep your eyes on the AI setups. Chat like a hawk. How do you feel about that, Ernie?
Well, it's correct. If you don't know your risk tolerance and capacity, you could. If you over leverage, you could lose a lot very quickly. On the other hand, if you keep all that in check and you're well within your means and you're trading with a small portion of your total trading capital, it's a relatively easy way to trade.
You mean the setups that we provide?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
I got you. Yeah. Okay, next person says, make sure you have the right account size and type to take advantage of the signals. Next person says, great learning experience, helpful guidance, great for futures trading. Okay, thank you. Next person says, I will explain to them exactly what it is. A system that generates high probability setups, which have been extremely profitable. Now, I will tell you, I don't like the words extremely profitable because, like, let's say someone makes $10,000, but they have $1 million account.
Right.
That's not the same as a person with $100,000 making $10,000, or a person with $10,000 making $10,000. So I don't like that kind of language, but I do agree that the system we use is based on statistical numbers that go back 20 or 30 years, millions of different trade permutations or patterns. So that's probably a pretty good way of looking at it. High probability setups. Yeah. Next person says, tough love. However, I have no doubt the service providers genuinely want the subscribers to become successful traders. Between Ernie's daily educational videos and Ames, that's me, live guidance, both technical and psychological, the service has exceeded my expectations and fostered a sense of community in the Serious Traders and Training Discord channel. Part of this guidance, of course, is telling you when you're being an idiot, hence tough love. Now, I don't think I've heard anyone call it an idiot. Have you called anybody an idiot? You might have. I don't know.
On my YouTube channel, I do.
Well, by the way, your YouTube channel.
But those people deserved it.
Yeah, you're kind of harsh on there. And it is tough love. But listen, man, I've watched people, including myself, make really dumb decisions with money. And I've seen people take $1 million and turn it into $1,000. And I've seen people go bankrupt rolling dice. And I'm just not the guy who can sit back and not say something when I see something, someone doing, dumb stuff like that. And if you got a family to feed, if you're within earshot and I see you burning money up, I'm going to say something. Next person says, top-notch service that delivers actual trading ideas to profit. The AI is uncanny and downright spooky at times in its profitable trading signals. Next person says...
We'll put that in our marketing literature next time.
It's getting
spooky.
It's getting better, but I lost money early on and I'm not trading anymore. That might be one of the two people that said they lost money.
Yeah.
I hate hearing that, but there are people that come into the service or any service. I've seen this many times in the past with other services I've been involved in, where people come in and they one of the worst things that can happen is you have early success and then you throw it all down the drain because you think you can't lose. And I would recommend people watch the movie Owning Mahoney for more on that topic.
Yeah.
Next person says authentic and incredible value for money. And next person says below that, it appears to require a lot of time during working hours in the Discord room to manage positions properly with aim guidance, which is impossible with a day job. Signals seem to also often come through with errors in prices that are at a later time followed up on with correction emails, but it may be too late to adjust if the setup triggered already. By the way, I've never seen that happen.
No, it's never happened. Not that I'm aware of.
The person says, I'm not so sure if this will work for me in the long run, still just paper trading for now and not convinced to put real moolah to work. Okay, fair enough. Keep positions small, trust the AI, and the service works. It's the most stress-free trading I've ever done. Next person, I use the AI service to help me decide whether to go long or short oil in the S&P. I use micro contracts to trade the other futures products in order to continue to develop my trading skills. This preparation will help me trade well during the next financial crisis. Signals are good, says the next person, and provide an edge, but your success will depend just as much on your execution. I agree with that totally. Guys are on top of their shit, claiming 97% win rate, but I've not yet verified. I've not verified yet. They're hot right now. Let them cool off, and we'll see how smart they really are. So, where did this person come up with 97% win rate? Do you have any idea what that's about?
No, I don't.
Okay, because I have specifically stated multiple times, over and over and over, there's a percent of the time that the targets are hit, a percent of times are not, but it's nothing like 97%. I mean, I don't know what they're referring to. I just know this. I'll make this clear now. I've said this in the room. Every email we send says this. They're going to be losing trade signals generated. That's it. Bottom line, nothing's a guarantee. So, but 97%, man, I wish. That'd be great. The AI setup says the last person, are usually good setups and very profitable. Stick with small positions because the price may swing negative for a while before the target is hit. AI setups are great for me since I have a full-time job. And this is interesting. This person says they have a full-time job and they can just set alerts. But other people say they got a full-time job and it's not working for them. So I don't know. I don't know what you're reading. Okay, so these are what people said they would tell people about the service before they joined. Do you want to add anything before we move to the next section of questions?
No, I'm just really elated. I mean, it's just incredibly positive results. I mean, and for those areas that were a negative, we should take it seriously.
Absolutely.
And look at that and try to do better.
Okay, so the next question we ask them, what are some things we do wrong that you want to see us make better for you? First person says, I hope the service quality will continue and the system will keep providing a statistical edge. Next person, I'd like to see through the Discord group a little more guidance on exiting trades, especially if they're going against the signal. Every signal we generate has an exit listed with that trade signal.
Right. Well, there are actually two exits. There's the one that is listed in the setup itself, and then we have a time stop as well. We say that after 4 days, there's a time exit.
Right. So to be fair to us on this issue, I don't know what they mean by more guidance on exiting trades.
I think what they're saying is that occasionally you're in there, or I'm in there, or other people are in there, and they're making discretionary choices on taking enough profit or getting out before there's too much of a loss or whatever. And maybe they missed that conversation or whatever. But that is...
Bottom line is I do everything I can to make sure people know exactly what's going on with any trade, and I know you do as well. But I guess we'll try to work on that.
Yep.
And do better. Next person says I would have to do actual trades and not paper trading to get. Okay, so they're not trading. Next person, so far it's all good. Next person, other than the occasional corrected signal, I can't think of anything. Next person, maybe a real-time SMS notification for people who are not sitting in front of a computer. Okay, next person says C4. The next person says none. Training materials and guidance on brokers that have all the markets to use the signals.
Well, I already provide a cross-reference for 3 different brokers: TradeStation, Thinkorswim, and Interactive Brokers. And the style of the symbols that they use pretty much covers about 95% of all brokers.
Okay.
So that's why I chose those 3.
Okay.
Well, actually, they can get it with every single email that they get.
Oh, that's right, because it's right.
There's a link on it.
A link on it. That's right. You're right about that. Okay. Next person says, not sure you do anything wrong. Some things sure could be better, but that's a different topic. Actually, no, that's the topic we're talking about.
Yeah.
Actually, we want to know we could do better. Next person, nothing wrong. You're perfect. No, that's not true.
Wow.
Next person says, sometimes you will post your own trade entries and exits in the room after the fact, which is too late for anyone else to follow you. The price is different in these cases, and no one else could possibly benefit from knowing what you did in the past. I'm not going to go any deeper into that than to make the following comment. Any signal that is generated is emailed with an entry and an exit listed from the moment the email is sent. There's never a deviation from that. So I'm not sure what they mean about posting entries and exits after the fact. Do you know what they're talking about?
No. Sometimes you do discretionary trades in the room that are not even part of the service.
Well, there's certainly times I've come in and said, hey, listen, I'm doing this or I'm doing that.
Right.
But even in that case, I can't think of a time I've ever stated something that was after the fact. And if I did, it would have just nothing to do with the service at all. So I can't even imagine what that would be.
No, and that's really apart from the kind of room that we've been trying to hold, and including the other channels that are on that Discord. I've always emphasized that we want to have complete transparency, and even go as far as put screenshots of your order book,
right,
if you can.
Right. Well, the person goes on to sort of talk a little bit more about this over the next few sentences. It's the same thing. It's just make sure you tell us when you're getting in and out. And if anyone ever has any doubts about that, every email, every signal, everything is in there. I mean, you don't need to ask. It's always in those emails. Okay, next, a little more guidance for newbies. Understand the power and influence your words have over others. I think people would find use in some acknowledgement or disclaimer servicing the idea that both AIM, that's me, and Trader of Futures, that's you, have different trading styles, and that the counsel they receive from each respectively may be at times be diametrically opposed. Use of stops in trading being one good representation. You and I have different discretionary trading styles.
Right.
And there are certainly things that we don't agree with in terms on Bitcoin, for example. There have been times I thought it was going up and you thought it was going down or vice versa. So there's that. But in terms of the signals, there is no disagreement between you and I. When those signals are created, that entry and that exit and that time frame, that's set. Do you agree with me on that?
Yeah.
As far as whether or not we're diametrically opposed, you and I, on trading, not these signals, we're not.
No.
Okay, this person says, while this may be common sense, many people using the service have little or no other trading experience and will thus appeal to their oracles and find those situations confusing. Secondly, this is not really from we've already discussed this. I mean, the bottom line is you and I are not opposed when it comes to these signals.
No.
Next person says occasional email typos, but we're all human. Next person, nothing I can think of. When changes are made to the calls, it would be nice to receive a message in the Discord. And again, there's no change made to any signal just generated. They must really be talking about some discretionary ideas that are talked about, because those signals don't change.
No.
Let's see. Sometimes unreliability regarding validity of an entry or exit. Typos. Here we go again. No more discretionary trades by AIM, which made an awesome addendum earlier. I don't understand that. Oh, I see what they're saying. They're saying that I haven't been doing discretionary trades recently. Okay, I gotcha. Okay, well, I haven't seen a lot of setups I like in the last couple of weeks. So, live auditory meetings are out of Europe daytime hours. Next person says none that they're aware of. Not enough discretionary calls. Seriously, damn things are gold. The discretionary trades have been really good, but I just haven't seen stuff I like in the last couple of weeks.
Well, I've thrown a few in there as well.
Okay. Were they gold?
I think that I've got a pretty good record.
Okay, good. Next person says nothing. None says the next person, but would like to see more equity calls. And we're working on that. Nothing is wrong with the service, says the next person. I can't shake my internal cynic with these types of services, so the cynic always feels validated when further paid educational services are offered. Please stop doing that. What they're talking about, I think, is the mentoring videos that we've offered.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm gonna tell you right now, you should pay for those. You should pay for those videos, and I'm a firm believer that you should pay for whatever you're getting. And
well, he's implying that we're just sucking people in to take the service just so that we can throw the training at them.
Yeah, which is not the case.
No, we've done so little training, and so few people have actually.
Right.
We haven't really promoted it at all.
No. Okay, next person, great so far. Next person, show a record of the triggered trades. The Discord is fine, but it would be nice to see the profitability. Well, every night now, we are sending out an email that shows the last full 4 sessions of signals.
That's a great addition. And
they're color-coded, too. Next person says NA. Next person says signals have to come through correct the first time. There should be no correct. Man, I'm live. It's true. I mean, it's funny because 4 or 5 maybe corrections. But
it's that obviously it's important.
It is. So it's absolutely
perfect.
It's absolutely important, and we should be as accurate as possible. And I get it, and we're working on it, and we do appreciate the feedback. Listing the contract month would be helpful. Have a consistent time to send out signals, so I could plan my naps and sleep schedule. Well, I don't know about the naps and sleep schedule because we're not sleeping, so you shouldn't be sleeping either. But I do agree, consistent time to get the signals out. We try to get them out before. I try to get them out before 9 p.m. Eastern time every day, but we'll try to get that out faster. Communicate when there are no signals. We've addressed that already. Daily show as a sales pitch. Need to separate sales from continuing value to existing watchers. I'm a sales guy, but in this situation, I'd say leave the sales pitch behind. They'll find you. I don't know how, but Cliff does. I think he means Cliff High probably. So I think what they're talking about when that person, they're probably talking about your YouTube channel, you think?
Yeah. I think of the 10 hours or so of programming that I do a week, I probably mention the service maybe a total of 10 minutes. Maybe.
How dare you? How dare you tell people about this awesome service?
At the end of my streaming video, I'll allot maybe 3 or 4 minutes where I'll talk about the service just before I log off.
Yeah. To be honest with you, based on the quality of the results, I absolutely think not only is it undersold, it's way underpriced.
Yep.
I think what we're doing is radically valuable. My take on this, and I'll give you the last word. So my take is I'm very happy that people were honest with us about what they liked and didn't like. I'm happy that there's only 2 people that have said they've lost money with this service. I'm very happy about the fact that overall people are ridiculously pleased and have given us great feedback. And I think a year from now, this service is going to be remarkably better, more efficient, with higher quality service from you and I going forward. And it's because of feedback like this.
Sure. And we've been taking it relatively slow. We haven't been over-marketing this thing. And all that time, the service itself has been updated and improved and so forth. So far, I'm very happy. And I'm very happy with these results. I mean, this was really a fantastic survey. I'm really, really happy.
We're definitely growing and we're definitely learning. And I am honored and appreciate the opportunity to work on this. This has been one of the greatest experiences I've ever had, and I appreciate the fact that you've allowed me to work on this with you, Ernie.
Oh, I feel the same way.
And if anybody wants to know more, I'm sure at the end of this video there'll be a sales pitch of some sort where they can find out more. So Ernie, thanks for being here. And anybody, if you have any questions or comments, send them to wherever Ernie tells you to go. Ernie, thanks a lot for being here, man.
Thanks, man.